So fuel shortages are actually causing the US to panic. I want to explain what's going on here. Also want to read a comment from a community member that's telling us this is the end and why she says this. Now, in addition to that, at the end of this video, I want to show you and kind of tell you what I have done in order to help pay for my cost of fuel. Just last month, I was able to make about $132. They paid this to me just last month. And again, it's something anybody can do, and I will talk to you about that at the end of this video. So make sure you stick around till the end. But I want to read you a comment that I received a couple weeks ago from a community member. She says, and I quote, "This is the end. That is how my boss started our monthly meeting last month. He made it very clear that our food distribution company was likely to go under. He said, fuel supply and diesel prices are making it impossible to stay operational for much longer." Now, I've been saying this for a handful of months. Prices are going up slowly but steadily. And when they do, there will come a point where consumers will stop spending their money. We haven't reached that point yet. Prices are still going up. Consumers continue to spend their money. That's a problem. We have not seen demand destruction yet. That's the issue. Now, I know I'm going to get this question, so let me just answer this first. What shortage? There is fuel all over the place. We are not going to run out. Yeah, you're right. There's fuel all over the place. And in most cases, we're not going to run out. So what shortage am I talking about? Well, here's the truth. The truth is, a shortage doesn't necessarily mean no fuel at all. A shortage means that we have a limited supply. And with limited supply comes higher prices. And it is only after higher prices and demand destruction that prices go back down. So, what you will likely see is higher prices for fuel for your car and for your home. That's what we're going to see. That's what we're already seeing. That's what we're expecting to continue later on for 2022 and deep into 2023. And I remember talking to a family member just recently about the fuel shortage of the 1970s. I believe it was the crisis was really 1973, right about that area. That was before my time. I was born in 87. But this family member told me that they would wait in a line at their local gas station. They would wait for hours just to get 5 gallons of gas. Just get 5 gallons. That's insane that you wait hours just get 5 gallons of gas. And for many gas stations, I guess, across the United States, you would have to go to the gas stations on certain days based on your license plate number. That's what it came down to. So if you used all of your fuel in one day, which hopefully you didn't, but if you did, guess what? You can't go back the next day because, well, it's not your license plate day. There were even times where they told me that they would have to wait in line for a couple of hours. And when they got to the front of the line, they would tell them that, sorry, we're actually out of fuel for the day or potentially the week. So come back tomorrow or come back next week. Again, crazy times. Now, I don't think we're going to get there. I don't think we're going to get to the point where we have no fuel or that limited of fuel, but we're going to see prices go up. This is why I keep on telling you that we have to prepare. But one thing that we cannot prepare for enough of is when companies go under. This is exactly what this community member said, that it's impossible for them to stay operational. They're a food distribution company. Now, if they're going to go under and they're not going to distribute to their customers, well, that's going to create a ripple effect, and it's going to hurt all of us. Another question I know I'm going to get, so let me address that as well. Why doesn't the United States just produce more oil? Wouldn't that solve all of our problems? Well, here's the answer. The Biden administration wants to move away from fossil fuels, move towards renewable energy like electric. So pushing to produce more oil would actually go against what they stand for. However, and that is the first problem, But I just want to point this out. The Biden administration has been asking oil companies to produce more, which is going against what they stand for. But at the same time, they understand that we cannot just go from fossil fuel to all electric because there's other issues there as well. And then, with oil companies knowing that the Biden administration is attempting to do this and do away with their entire business, they're not willing to invest into their company or really increase refining capacity. That's the problem there. Because by keeping refining capacity lower, it will produce less fuel. By having less fuel, it will increase the price, as long as there's not demand destruction, right? And the fact that demand for liquid fuels is back to pre-pandemic levels, this is creating an issue. There isn't a rush to increase refining capacity, and this is where the mismatch comes in. Is right now we're back to pre-pandemic levels for demand, but when it comes to refining capacity, we're not back to pre-pandemic levels. We're actually much lower. That's part of the problem. We can confirm what has been said before when the Biden administration would come out and say, you know what, these oil companies, they're making too much money. They're making way too much money. They're overcharging for fuel. Well, were they really? Well, we can confirm that now because just the other day we heard from Exxon. Exxon was profitable for the month of I believe July through September. They made nearly $20 billion, right? Just Exxon alone. In the previous quarter, they made about 10% less than that. We also learned that Chevron, they profited close to, I think it was a little over $11 billion last quarter as well. Even Shell stated that their profits nearly doubled from the year prior. So Exxon, Chevron, Shell, all extremely profitable. And so is the Biden administration correct saying that, you know what, I think these oil companies are ripping off the people? Yeah, they kind of are. But at the same time, when these companies are trying to be pushed out of business by your administration, what do you expect? What do you expect? Now again, reducing refining capacity will increase prices, and this is what oil companies want. For instance, Valero, who's actually the second largest crude oil refiner here in the United States, they said that their plan is to run their refineries at about 95% for the fourth quarter of 2022. Probably think, well, why not 100%? They don't want to do that. Just to give you an idea, the two refineries in California, they're going to operate about 89% capacity, and the three mid-continent refineries, they're going to operate up to 99%. But overall, they're going to be about 95% capacity. We also know that BP's refinery in Toledo, Ohio, this was shut down a while ago after a fire that killed 2 people. This isn't the only fire, right? We have seen fires all over the news that refineries are burning down, they're catching on fire, people are dying, they're getting hurt. And all these little fires are causing major issues because it takes a while for the refinery to get back up and running and to become operational again. And sometimes they cannot become operational at the same capacity that they were before because that fire hurt part of their plant. That's an issue. Now, and I told you this in the beginning of the video, this is not financial advice, but I want to throw this out there because I know a lot of people keep asking, well, what do you do to ensure that you're not paying more for gasoline? I'm not doing anything to ensure I don't pay more. I'm just trying to find ways to make some extra money where it doesn't actually take it out of my pocket, right? For instance, back in 2020, and again, you're probably thinking, well, back in 2020, we're 2 years late, right? Here's what I did. As soon as the election was called, and this was, I believe, November 7th or 8th, the election was over on November 3rd, but I don't think President Biden was actually declared the winner until the 7th or 8th, somewhere around there. What I did, as soon as I knew who was going to be the president, I knew what was going to happen is we were going to see oil companies tighten. They're going to worry because, well, the Biden administration is going to try to get rid of them, right? So oil prices were probably going to go up. So what I did is I bought ExxonMobil. I bought other companies as well, but ExxonMobil was probably the one that I did the best on. I bought ExxonMobil for about $33 a share. ExxonMobil today, or yesterday on Friday, was trading at a little bit over $110 a share. Okay? So I pretty much tripled my money, or a little bit over tripled my money. But that's not the reason I bought it. I bought ExxonMobil because it had a dividend. The dividend yield is, I believe it's like 3%, a little bit over 3%, right? But last quarter, I received 88 cents a share, okay? I only have 150 shares. In this one account, all I have is 150 shares of ExxonMobil. That's it. I got paid about $130, $132 last quarter. Not bad, right? I paid $33 a share. That was 2 years ago. Now I'm getting $132 every quarter from ExxonMobil. That doesn't even include the amount of money that I made once I sell. Now it's an unrealized gain. I haven't sold, but again, that's important to understand. Now again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not telling you go buy ExxonMobil because it's gonna 3x. I have no idea what it's gonna do, but we're gonna find out soon enough. But what I can tell you is you can get in on stuff like this. Right? You can start to create a dividend income where every month or every quarter you get paid a set amount of money based on the amount of shares that you own. Now, all you got to do, and I'll put a link down in the description box below, go and open up a Webull account. You can go do this. It's free. Doesn't cost you any money. But if you want to you can get up to 12 fractional shares of stock valued up to $3,600. Now, all you got to do, open an account, put any amount of money. Go put $5 in it and get 12 fractional shares. Then you can either hold on to these or you can wait 30 days, sell them, and take that money out. You can go and do that. So again, this isn't financial advice, but if it's something that a lot of people are doing, they go open up an account, get the free shares, sell them, 30 days later they take their money out, put it in their bank account, and guess what? You got a little bit of extra money for gasoline. So you can go ahead and do that if you want to. The link will be down in the description box below. But that is what we know as of today. As always, as I know more, I promise, I'll come back on and share all latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.